Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you are here today. My name is Gitanjali Arora, and in the next 60 minutes, we are going to do something most career advice sessions refuse to do. We are going to get completely real, completely practical, and give you a strategy you can start using today. Not after you buy the course today. Oh, welcome. I'm Gitanjali here, and I help people getting jobs. I help them fine tune their LinkedIn, their resume profile, and make it ATS friendly, and all these things. And I ensure that you will apply the right way and get in the stream of getting selected for the interviews. All right. So today, we'll form a full job search system. So keep your notebooks ready. Get your notebook and get your pen, right? We will cover in module 1, we will cover resumes. We'll uncover the mistakes that you are silently killing your application before any human ever sees it. Module 2, we will do your LinkedIn. 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn. Will turn your profile from invisible to magnetic. Script 3. Module 3 is interview. You'll have a framework that works for every question at every career level in every industry. Module 4, job strategy. We'll talk about the hidden job market, where 80% of roles actually get filled, and how you access them. You can drop your questions in the chat and we'll address them in the end. To make sure that nothing is left unanswered. So the module 1, the resume. This is where most job searches fail. And most people have no idea why. Let me show you exactly what is happening. Here is the truth that nobody tells you. Before your resume reaches a single human being, it has to survive a machine, an applicant tracking system, ATS, and 75% of resumes don't even make it through. You apply, the ATS scans, 75% are filtered right here. And only the survivor reaches the recruiter. So when you're wondering why you are not getting calls, the answer may not be your experience. It may be your formatting or your keywords or both. So the mistake 1 is keywords. If your resume doesn't contain the exact language from the job description, it doesn't land. The ATS scores you low and filters you out. The recruiters never get a chance to see you. The mistake 2, format tables, columns, and graphics. They look beautiful to a human, but to an ATS, this is invisible. The text inside a table often does not get parsed at all. Mistake 3, objective statement. Result-oriented professional with 5 years of experience. I have seen this sentence on thousands of resumes. Recruiters skip it in 0.3 seconds. It tells them nothing. Mistake 4, duties versus achievements. Managed a team of 10. That is duty. Led a 10-person cross-functional team to deliver the product the 3 weeks ahead of schedule, reducing the cost by 18%. That's an achievement. One gets called, one does not. Mistake 5, your LinkedIn URL. Recruiters always check a broken line or worse, a profile that doesn't match your resume. It is an immediate red flag. Type yes in the chat if your current resume bullets are written as duties and not as achievements. Slide 5. The race, which is a resume fix. So here's your fix. 4 principles. I call it a race framework. That मुझे visible चाहिए. That visible चाहिए. लिख रहे लो. Relevance. You need a different resume for every job. Not 10 completely different documents, but tailored ones. Pull 5 to 7 exact keywords from the job description. Put them into the summary and your first 2 bullets. That alone will dramatically improve your ATS score. A is for achievement. Every single bullet on your resume needs an answer to the question. So what did X do by doing Y, resulting in Z? The formula, every time, always use a number. Reduced onboarding time, 30%. By, what are you? Redesigning induction, saved 120 hours per quarter. Responsible for customer satisfaction. Right, improved CSAT score from 72 to 91 in 6 months by redesigning the complaint resolution process. That is the difference. Clean format. C. 1 column, no tables, no text boxes, no photos. ATS reads top to bottom, left to right. Anything more complex and you are invisible. Energy in line 1. That is how long a recruiter looks at your resume before deciding to read further or move on. Your name, your target title, and 2 lines of the summary. They must punch. They must say, I am exactly who you are looking for. So every time you create a resume, every time you see a JD, you create a new resume. You create a new line. What you are going to give. What is the relevance according to the job? What are your achievements? Is your format clean? Are you having tables, formats? No. Keep it straight and simple, clean. E is the energy. How long the recruiter will look on the resume? Only 1 minute. And that is how you will get selected or moved out. What you have to do, you have to write what you are going to give. Is it exactly what the JD is asking? If it is not exactly what the JD is asking, your resume is moved on. Got it? So, slide 6. I want, if you have your resume ready, just open it. I'll wait for 30 seconds. Open your resume and have a look. Open it on your desktop or on your phone, anywhere. We are going to do a 60-second audit together. Does your resume mention the exact role, title you are targeting for? Every time you have a JD, every time you change the title. Is it targeting for the right title or not? You won't get selected if it is not. Everyone who says no, that is your first fix. If you say yes, it is strong, you keep it. Are at least 3 of your bullets written as results and not duties? Say yes. If you say yes, it is good. Keep it going. And if you are saying no, rewrite your top 3 bullets now. Question 3. Does your resume has tables, columns, or graphic headers? Yes. If your answer is yes, they need to strip it. Be direct, but kind. If it is no, clean, you are safe. Is your LinkedIn URL in the header? And does it work when you click it? Check it. Is your LinkedIn clicking? Is your soft copy reaching your right LinkedIn profile? If yes, then good. And if no, add it before your next application. Hyperlink it. These 4 checks take 60 seconds. But fixing what you could find could change everything in your response rate. Can you do it today? Feel free to send in the chat that you have fixed it. Let's go to module 2, which is LinkedIn. 87% of recruiters use LinkedIn to find and vet candidates. That means your profile is not just a social page. If it is your most powerful career asset. And most people are treating it like a forgotten CV. Have a look at the slide. Read it through. Your LinkedIn profile has 5 sections that recruiters actually look at. I call them power zones. Getting all 5 right puts you on the top 5% search results. Let me show you what most people get wrong and what strong looks like. Headline. This single most important line on your profile. It appears in every search result, every notification, every connection request. And yet, most people write either their job title alone or worse, open to work. That is not a headline, that is a prayer. Walk through the formula. Target plus keyword 1 and keyword 2 or a value statement. For example, CFO, track finance leader, P&L growth, digital transformation. This is the format. Now, according to your resume, you write your format. Fresher, looking for a job. What kind of job? Software engineer. What have you done? AIML. Add that to the profile. Now, that is your headline. Now, let's go to the About section. About section is about you. It is your story, not your CV. Most about starts with, I am a result-oriented professional with so-and-so experience. I am an intern. I am a fresher. It writes about you. Who are you? Who is Shrey? Who is Tushar? Right? Recruiters read that close and close the tab the minute they don't find it interesting. Start instead with who you help, what you do, and what makes you different. So 3 lines, what you help, who you help, what you do, what makes you different. End with one clear call to action. DM me, email me, or connect with me. Featured section. This is prime real estate. 80% of people leave it completely blank. Pin your best piece of content here. An article, a short video, a case study, a strong recommendation. This is what turns a profile into a portfolio. Experience bullets. Same rule as your resume. RACE, results. Numbers, impact, no duties. Skills. LinkedIn algorithm uses your skill section to match you to the recruiter strongly. Research that 5 skills that appear most in the JD and update your skill section. Only then you are targeting the target role. And add those exact words, not team leadership. If JD says people management, you have to say people management. Very simple. Got it? Write a headline that gets you found, which means the formula is target role, keyword 1, keyword 2, or your value statement. And where does this comes from? From the JD, the job you're applying for. Or the target, what is your role? So most important things in your target role are your keyword 1 and keyword 2. Let me give you a headline formula and 4 before and after examples, because sometimes seeing it is more powerful than an explanation. Finance, tech, HR operations, that covers. Look at the before examples, that they are honest. But they tell a recruiter nothing about who you are, what you deliver, and why they should click. Now look at the words after examples. They are specific. They use target role language. They include value keywords. They make recruiters click. Encourage them to open LinkedIn right now. Update your headline before your session ends. So open your LinkedIns. And if you're not sure what keywords to use, go to LinkedIn. Search your target job titles. Look at the top 5 profiles that come up. Study their headlines. That is your keyword search. So now, change your headline in the LinkedIn right now. I give you 5 minutes. Yes. So say yes and no if you have done it, changed your LinkedIn. I just said LinkedIn, open your LinkedIn, open your target profile. What is your target role? Go to 5 most important, the first 5 resumes that are coming on top, the first 5 names that are coming on top. Check what are the target roles, what are the keywords they have used, and that is related to your profile and your LinkedIn. Okay? And from there, you can pick the headlines and pick your roles, pick your keywords. Got it? Shrey, did you get it? All right, let's move on. Otherwise, we'll sit one-on-one and yeah, thank you. Module 3, walk in confident, walk out remembered. The interview is not a test. It is a conversation between 2 people solving the problem. The resume got you into the room. LinkedIn kept you relevant. Not the interview decides now. The interview decides everything. And I want to completely change how you think about interview before we go further. The interview is not a test. It is not an interrogation. It is a conversation between 2 people trying to solve the same problem. Is the person the right fit for this role? When you walk in thinking, I am being judged, you freeze. When you walk in thinking, I am being evaluated, I am also evaluating them, you become magnetic. Why smart people still fail interviews? They ramble, they recite their CV, they freeze on the tough questions. They ramble, no structure, The interview asks one question and gets a 10-minute stream of consciousness. By minute 3, the interviewer has mentally moved on. Structure is everything. They recite their CVs. The interviewer already has your CV. He knows about you. They want stories. They want context and evidence of thinking, not a verbal reading of what is already there on the paper. What is on the paper, they have already read it. That's the reason you are being called, right? Now you have to speak the story. How did you do? How did you achieve A? How did you achieve B? How did you achieve C? You have to have some 5 stories ready on paper. And then they freeze on tough questions. What is your weakness? Tell me. Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? If I ask you today, you should have it handy and ready. What are your strengths? Strength should be something that should match the JD. It should bring in and evolve something that the recruiter wants to hire you. And weakness, what do you talk about weakness? Weakness are topics that you say, I used to miss on certain things earlier, but now I have corrected myself. I take proper notes and ensure that not even a single point is missed. So you are telling your weakness, but at the same time, you're covering that it is no more a weakness. You got it? You never said, this is my weakness, not not coming to office is my weakness, or spending 8 hours in office is my weakness. You can say we used to work a hybrid model, but now I have decided that I will be in office more regularly, more, spend more time, You can always say, saying no is my weakness, okay? To anybody who's asking, giving me work. But then sometimes I used to get overwhelmed with work. If you get overwhelmed with work, you need to learn to say no, right? Now I have learned that I can delegate some of my tasks to my other colleagues, and I can do the most important ones. That is how I build my picture. Okay. So these are the ones, your strengths and weaknesses to be answered. Or you can create your own strengths and weaknesses based on what really they are. But whenever you talk about strength, align it to the JD, what the recruiter is looking about. And whenever you are talking about your strength, align it. Weakness, you align it by saying that I have corrected it. Your mouse may chal raha hai, bilkul bhi do. See how why I'm not able to see the chat. Just open the chat here, if possible. What if you can't think of a weakness you can actually? That's why I gave you a couple of examples. One of my weakness was I couldn't say no to my bosses, or no to the work that was continuously keep being given. So I would say I was not able to say no when I used to get overwhelmed with work, but then I learned to delegate the task to my colleagues in my team, right? So that is the way you answer that I have improved on. Or I was not very good at a certain area of my work, but then I did more trainings to make myself better. Will that solve, Shaif, your problem? Because you're a fresher, right? So you can always say that I hadn't gone through many trainings earlier. So they were my weakness. But then since I was free, I went through and I solved learning, doing more trainings and made myself better prepared. Today I am ready for this job because I've done a lot of trainings and a lot of practical solutions I have. You're right? That is the way you talk. And then yeah, I was talking about that you freeze on tough questions, on these kind of questions which are weakness. So don't freeze, speak something. Always have something instantly ready to speak. Have you ever frozen in an interview? So drop a heart in the chat. if that has happened to you. It is normal. It happens to everyone when they are in the initial stage of interviews. Then we go to slide 13, which is the STAR framework, never to freeze again. STAR, S is for situation. Set the scene briefly. I was leading a team. Like, you have to talk about yourself, what you were doing. And if you weren't doing anything, this is what I can do. This is how I can begin for, the JD. We are going to talk about exactly what is in the JD and say, well, if I join you, I would be doing this. Right? Task. What was your specific responsibility? Not the team, not your manager. What were you responsible for that in that moment? Now, if you are somebody who has experience, you are talking about it. If you are somebody who's a fresher, you are saying, I see this JD, I have understood it, and these will be my KRAs. And as soon as I happen to join, I will be doing these. So you know your tasks and responsibilities. You talk about them. Okay? Shrey, you are understanding? Say yes or no. Then we come to action. Tushar, Mohandas, are you all understanding what I'm saying? Others, you don't have a question?
Yeah, we're following you. Thanks.
We are following.
Okay, action is the longest part. What did you do? Be specific. Walk them through your thinking, your decisions, your leadership, how you did, what you did, what is the story behind it, what achievement you had, what was the success rate, did you had face any challenges during that? Talk about them. That is what makes it look real, that you are in an interview and you are telling them that these were the challenges you faced. It makes a realistic view about it. Okay, then results. Always quantify. Give in numbers, talk in numbers. This was the result I brought. Always. The team was happy is not the result. The boss was happy is not a result. Result is this work was done successfully. And because of this work, we got orders, right? That is your result. Nobody is interested in bosses being happy. People are more interested in finding what was the number? How did you reach there? Customer satisfaction improved. Team hit Q3 targets, something like that. These are the examples. Tonight, you write down 5 stories, okay? From your career using STAR method. And you will always win an interview. You will have a situation, you will have a task, you will have an action, and you will have the result. And this is what makes you win in an interview. Three questions that trip everyone up, and you are cracked. Tell me about yourself. Don't recite your CV. Don't start from where you were born. Answer. This is not an, tell me about yourself is not an invitation to share your life story. Use the past, present, and future structure. Past, one sentence on your current and most recent role. Present, what you bring to this role specifically. And future, why this opportunity. And plan this in 90 seconds of time. End with something that invites a follow-up question. Example, I have spent last 8 years in retail technology, most recently as a VP of digital and an ex-bank, where I led 200 people team through our core banking migration. I am particularly drawn to this role because of your focus open on banking. That is exactly the space I want to grow in next. I would love to tell you more about migration project and how it was relevant and how it will be relevant here, right? So you are landing them into the question when they will ask, yeah, tell me how it will be relevant. So that is you are guiding the interview. There are two ways. One is you can keep guiding the next question. One is they will keep on asking you what they want. And some recruiters are very smart. They will already have a set of 4 questions which they have to ask you. So they will exactly ask that. Got it? What is your greatest weakness? This is a very, very, very common question. The worst answer is, I work too hard. They have heard it 1,000, 10,000 times, not 1,000. Every interviewer has heard it. Choose something real but manageable. Show some self awareness and show what you're actively doing to address it. That combination, honesty plus growth mindset, which will impress people. So take 2 minutes, choose a real but a manageable weakness, show self awareness, fix it. I used to struggle with delegating. See, I told you, no, even I was struggling with no, and then I started delegating. I have been coaching my team and tracking the outcomes. Delegation is now my strength. Always end your weakness as your strength. Nobody wants to know your weakness. They are actually trying to know your weakness to find out whether you will fit the company or not. The minute you say this is just a weakness and don't land up into a strength, then you are gone. You are rejected there only. There is no need for them to ask why, why you should be selected. A further question. Okay. Why are you leaving your current role is a very important thing. Because people want to know why are you leaving your current employer. So they want to understand that. So you have to speak it very positively by saying that, I have already grown to the level where I have hit the ceiling where I am. And now I don't see a further growth, or I'm looking for opportunities outside to see if I can give more to the company. I have a lot to work and a lot I have learned, which I can share and enable. And according to the JD, you can say, these are the things that I can crack up here, but I don't have an opportunity there. So you are landed into a job. I have built a strong foundation here. I'm now looking for a platform which can lead me to the next level. That is a very beautiful answer. You can exactly speak like this. The role is exactly that. This role that you are providing is exactly what I'm looking for. But you need to have a story again for that. They will ask you, why do you feel this role exactly lands me into the next role? Now, job strategy. Everything we have covered so far prepares you for the game. The module changes, this module changes which game you are playing, the hidden market and how to access it. 80% of jobs are not advertised, and you need a completely different strategy. You need to be connected. Everything we have covered so far prepares you for the game. But this module will change which game you are playing. Most job seekers are competing in the visible market, Naukri, LinkedIn, company websites. The market represents 20% of all available roles and 100% of the competition. Today, I'm going to show you how to access the other 80%, the real job market, what nobody tells you. There are two job markets, the visible one, the one you know, and the hidden market, the one that fills most roles, especially at senior roles. At junior roles, you are good. Everything is in the visible market. If you are in the beginner roles, till manager level, you will find the roles right in Naukri, LinkedIn, Indeed, company websites, and you can crack your jobs. You can apply for them. But every time you apply, you need to make them ATS friendly. You need to have a JD matching your role. Matching the JD is your resume. If your resume is not exactly matching to the JD, you will not get selected. Now, for senior roles, we need referrals, we need network hires, we need headhunters, and we need internal moves. All right. People, I want you to be answering the questions, okay? Tushar, what role are you in? In the beginner role or in the senior role? Mohandas ji, Tushar, Shrey is at least answering. Divya, you can also answer. So, what role are you in? If you are in the beginner, you are in the visible market. Are you in the visible market? Say VM. If you are in the hidden market, say HM. If you are in the visible market, I'll talk about visible market. If you are in the hidden market, we'll learn to break the hidden market. Tell me. Show me. Okay. So one is invisible market and one is in hidden market. Okay. Identify 20 target companies for the hidden market. Follow them on LinkedIn. Engage with their people and posts. So that is one of the methods. So you are continuously replying to your target companies. You are making yourself visible to them recurringly. Got it? So you start, these are the companies. You will have to identify some 10 or 20 companies, okay? Go to the LinkedIn every day, spend half an hour every day replying to those people. First, send them a connection request. Once they are connected, then you are following them or follow requests, and you can keep following anybody. So follow has no challenge. You can follow everyone, even if you are not connected to them, and keep replying to them. Once you are replying to their posts, you are getting visible for every post. They will definitely look at your CV and they will come and ask you. They will come and definitely ping you or ask you, or you, if something is that they have posted engages you, then you are supposed to ask them in the comment section. Okay. Tell your network explicitly what you are looking for. Most roles come through these weak ties and not close friends. They are filled by referrals, by network, and by headhunters or by internal moves, and by making yourself visible to these recruiters. So you can only access them through relationships. So build that. You're one way, it is a one way only. Don't think that they are responding to you. If they respond to you, very good. That means they are interested in you, they are showing interest. But till the time they are not even responding, you keep on reacting on their posts. So you will become visible to them. And the minute they need you, they will touch base with you. You got it? And also another thing that you can do is start posting things that you are looking for roles into. Do a self-branding. We have to market ourselves. We have to sell ourselves. So what you are looking for, you have to think of those 5 topics. And when you're looking for those 5 topics, You are posting that continuously. One, topic two, topic three, topic four. Make a video of yourself and post it on LinkedIn. Keep posting so that you become visible to people. Okay. Warm reach out. When you reach out to someone in your network, be specific. Never say, please share my resume with anyone. Instead, always say, I am exploring so and so role in such and such company. I am exploring a role of director in BFSI in Bangalore. Be very, very specific. If you know anybody at X, Y, or Z who might be open to the conversation, I would really appreciate an introduction. That is how you begin with. Strategy 3, weak ties. Research shows that most job offers not come from your closest friends, but from the people you casually know, a colleague, batchmate, someone you know and you met at a conference. Tell those people what you are looking for. They often have exactly the connection you need. Strategy 4, specialist recruiters. Generic recruiters place everyone here. Specialist recruiters place a specific function at a specific level. Find two who you specialize in your function and actively build a relationship with them. So what you do now, start building connections on LinkedIn of your roles. And then you can, when you are connected to those people, you can ask, who are the recruiters in your company that are hiring for your role? Then you know the names of the recruiters. Start connecting with them. When you are connected to them, they see your resume immediately. You got it? They are the roles also, they are also hunting for. So you become a priority. Strategy 5, visibility. Comment thoughtfully on posts by decision makers at your target companies. So very, very thoughtful. It should not be a negative answer. It should be very positive, very convincing move. So these are your strategies. It puts your name in the front of them weeks before any vacancy is open. So they are constantly looking for you, right? Strategy 1, 20 target companies. Follow them on LinkedIn. Yeah, it will take time. If you are looking for a job change, you will need to spend some half an hour to 1 hour. Do one thing every day. Like on 20 companies, if you're following, you have to keep seeing if they have posted. And if you put this thing alert on, then you are able to see also that they have posted. Otherwise, you don't need to go there, right? It takes a 1 minute for every day. Reach out to second degree connection with a warm, specific message. Second degree connections are the people either who are working there or the recruiters there. So you connect with them and post on their messages. Tell when you're talking to your network, strategy 3. You are talking that you will talk to your old colleague, you will talk to different people, and then people you met at the conference, tell them what you're looking for. Okay? Connect with 2 specialist recruiters per week. So every week go on LinkedIn, connect with your specialist recruiter. So put that name, put your title, and say this kind of a recruiter. Comment on the post of the decision that the target companies are at. Then you will get your visibility. Okay? Any questions? Stop applying randomly. This is your weekly rhythm from now on. Take a photo of this page. Take your cameras on and click one photo. Monday. Monday research, identify 5 target companies. Know your targets. This is not browsing Naukri. This is deliberate intelligence gathering about 5 specific companies. Okay? Tuesday, apply 3 to 5 tailored applications, not 20 generic ones, 3 tailored beats, 20 generic every single time. Wednesday, network outreach, 5 connection requests, two recruiter messages, 3 thoughtful comments on posts in your sectors. Consistency compounds. Thursday, content, 1 LinkedIn post. A lesson, an observation, or a question. This is not optional. Visibility is your strategy. Engage with your post comments. When people post comments, you have to reply to them. So morning you are posting, night you sit for 10, 20 minutes, reply to the people who posted. Okay? Friday, follow up on the VPold application. Reply to recruiter messages. And review what worked this week. What will you do more in the next week? Give them a visible commitment moment. Who is going to start this system on Monday? Drop a yes in the chat. Is anybody going to start this on Monday? Thank you, Divya. Who else? No one else is going to start this strategy? How will you succeed? Are you all there? Are you finding the content applicable? Great. Good, Shreya. Now, how to handle a salary question. The one conversation can mean rupees 5 to 15 lakhs difference in your final offer. The salary conversation, this is where years of hard work either pay off or get left on the table. If you have not worked, you are a fresher. What you have been doing in the last 1 year will pay. So what have you upgraded? What have you done? And for, what is the name? Madhukar. Madhukar and Tushar has not responded. So, Mohandas too. Sukumar and Mohandas, okay. You are senior. So, for you, it will land to 5 to 15 lakhs difference. It can even land to 30 lakhs difference, depending on how you project yourself. So let's learn about that. Never give your number first when asked about expectations early in the process. Deflect. I would love to understand the full scope of the role before we discuss compensation. Could you share the budgeted range? This is not an evasion. This is smart. You should ask, what is the package? What is the budget for this package? Anchor high with confidence. When the time comes, state a range, but make sure the floor of your range is your actual target number, not your dream number, your real target, because they will negotiate you down, not up. So you know your real target number, okay? Negotiate a total package. Salary is one number in much bigger equation. Joining bonus, annual performance bonus, ESOPs, learning and development. If you are a fresher, you can ask, what can I be getting from learning and development? Will I have access to everything? That is something. If you are an oldie, you know work from home flexibilities. notice buyouts, a smaller salary with a joining bonus, and ESOPs may be worth more than 2 years. It all depends where you are. A candidate I worked with recently added rupees 8 lakhs to their offer simply by asking one question. Is there any flexibility on the joining bonus? They almost didn't ask. I pushed them to, and they got it. You got it? So that's how you can increase your salary. Then comes the action plan. Start today, not tomorrow. You have just covered 4 complete modules of strategy. Let's make sure none of it stays in the room. Resume 60 seconds audit tonight. Fix the top 3 mistakes before you apply anywhere again. LinkedIn. Open LinkedIn right now, rewrite your headline, then turn open to work, hidden from your network and visible only to recruiters. Interview, write down your star stories from your career. 1 per day this week. Practice the first one out loud tonight. Strategy, make your list of 20 target companies. Now, even if you are a fresher and you don't have a job and you have not worked earlier, you can target those 20 companies and follow them. Reply to their comments. Make yourself visible. Shay, this is referring to you. Got it? So do this. Pause here and say, I want you to pick one thing. So you will do it today? Will you be able to? You now have the strategy, the full picture, resume, LinkedIn, interview, job strategy, all of it. The only question is, will you use it? Right? So the job market is tough, but absolutely winnable. And you just need the right map. Today you have got that map. That works. That works. That comes next is what you do. Okay? But you do not have to do it alone. And that is why we have a community. Good point. Now, you have a community, you can ask me, you can DM us. We are there to help you. And if you want us to work on it, we can help you directly and we will register you, do everything for you from your LinkedIn building to your resume building to your everything to helping you search jobs on LinkedIn. And all this come at a price. For that, I will request you to DM me personally on my WhatsApp number and let's continue from here. Good luck to all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask here. चिंता तो है नहीं, बंद कर दो। Yeah. स्क्रीन ही बंद कर दे ये वाली, अपने आप बंद हो जाएगा स्क्रीन शेयर। मैं कह रही हूँ वो स्क्रीन भी अगर बंद कर देगा ये बंद कर दो, कुछ नहीं आ रहा क्या। 1 second, just hold on. The screen has frozen. 1 minute. क्या So, Shrey, do you have any questions? Hi, Shrey. Okay, thank you then.